of the most fascinating AI tools on the market just got a lot better with this new update on their editor. Alright folks, today we need to talk about Recall, because it's quietly becoming the strongest contender to the traditional note-taking tools, but with an actual brain behind it. With its new Notion-style editor, Recall has quietly crossed the line. It's no longer just the smartest AI memory tool, it's becoming a full workspace, a place where your thoughts, your meetings, your research, all connect themselves for you. NotebookLM is fantastic for documents. Notion is brilliant for structure, but Recall is starting to think with you. Using Recall, there are multiple ways to add your contents into your second brain. First, and the most clear way, is adding content from the web application. Once you click on Add Content, there are a set of features exposed to you. One, you can just drop your URL, whether you got it from a YouTube, from an Apple Podcast or a Spotify, websites, Google Docs, or any other source of data. You can just drop the URL and allow Recall to extract the data for you. Another one is searching through the wiki for a known source of data. Third is dropping your PDF file. And fourth, importing your bookmarks in batches. But now let's start with the most exotic and flexible way of adding data, an empty note. Once you click on Empty Note, you have full control over how you go about your notes. And inside your new note now, you can use / or this plus sign to expose this drop-down of commands. This is so convenient to have them all in one place. Look at it. For example, I want to add a heading. I just click on Heading and I start to type. And then if I want to add an image, it's that quick. Honestly, this command palette is so handy. Let's say I have these captured contents, which I want to get a concise summary of them. I just need to press / here and then enter on the concise summary, and it is ready for me. Let's now add a reference to it. So, reference Queen Mary II. And once I click on the found resource, it is already here with a clickable link. If I click on it, it will create a new card for me, which I can just proceed and save it. I think by now you've got some of the potentials of this new editor. Let's discover a little bit more. Let's grab some of these texts from here and just drop them into the notebook and discover some more. Let's say I want to create a numbered list. You can just come here down in the command list and you can see that we got bulleted list, we got numbered list, we got to-do list, code block. Let's try numbered list. And then if you even tab on it, you can see the indentation works perfectly fine. So far you thought this is the best of Recall, right? Wait a minute. Recall comes with a companion extension, browser extension. If you go to the Chrome Web Store, you should be able to search for Recall and you will see the official extension. Download it and make sure you pin it to your browser. Just go here in your extensions and then click on pin. This makes it always available to you. Let's go and try it now. Let's say on the article that I downloaded about Mary II, let's go to the Wikipedia page connected to that data. And there are plenty of links here. Let's choose one. Let's say King Charles II. The browser extension here now helps me a lot. If I just click on the browser extension, it should extract the data in a form of readable content for me. And once it's done, there is this save button. You can just click on it and save it. Now let's go back to the Recall and see what happened. I can see that King Charles II article is stored for me here. And Recall is clever enough to categorize it in the same path as Mary II. So you understand the relation. It's clever enough to know how to categorize data for you. The power of the extension doesn't stop there. Now look at this. I have this YouTube video which is related to the Battle of Boyne, and I have this tiny panel here which is related to the extension. Once you install the extension, you get this. Now look at it when I click on concise summary. Did you see what happened? It extracted the data for me from this long video in form of abstract content with timestamps. So if I click on the timestamps, it automatically jumps to the place that it extracted the data from. And now let's try to go back, and the video that was extracted just now for me appeared in the history. which is quite accurate in context sense. Let's now try some of the advanced feature of the browser extension. Let's try to chat with the AI and see what we get out of that video. Imagine I have this video. I didn't want to watch it all the way. I just got the extracted data, summary and everything. Now I am able to chat with the content that is extracted from the video. Let's try it. So I'm going to ask it, who organized a countercharge of the Irish infantry and what happened? Look at it. From the extracted data, it accurately gathered the name and the exact answer I was looking for. And best of all, I can even add this one to the notebook. So just click here, and then if I go back to my notebook, it should appear here. Now let's take the AI chat to the next level. Let's ask something serious. And let's see. And once AI finished to write my essay, then I can add it to the notebook. You have also the quiz ability, which means that you can let AI generate questions for you based on the contents that you gathered. Let's try it. It tells me it created 10 questions, and based on these questions, I can start to quiz myself. Imagine how much it can help you with your studies. This is not only helpful for students, it helps everybody, because if you quiz yourself, if you constantly ask yourself questions about the content that you gathered, it's gonna help you memorize for longer term. And you see the potential of quiz here is not only limited to the online contents and stuff that you capture from the internet or outside, it's also within your own notes, which means that you can write your own data and quiz yourself based on that. Let's say these are some of the notes that I have, and then I'll go back to my quiz and regenerate the AI quiz. And I have 6 additional questions to go through. And these are also derived from the personal notes that I just inserted. When you want to expand your research and take it to the next level, this is where the connection tab is going to help you. This connections tab is where Recall finds the direct connections to what you are searching. For example, here, Battle of Boyne is the main card, and these are the connections. There is a backlink to King William III. There are persons related to the Battle of the Boyne. There are events related, for example, Siege of Derry. And if I click on any of them, it will create a new card for me. It extracts the data automatically, it tells you the source where it extracted the data, and also you can save it if you find it noteworthy. Once you save it, you can then treat it like any other data that you gather. You can get a concise summary, you can add your own notes, you can create a detailed summary, and you can see that it's clever enough to put it again in the right category for you. Now on this Siege of Derry, if I go back to the connection, there is a backlink to the Battle of Boyne, which originally where we came from to this research. The browser extension also comes with this connections tab, which means that it identifies the important links from the gathered data and it creates connection. For example, here the connected persons that it could find based on the context are these. There are places that are also connected, which are stated here, countries, cities. And if each time I click on any of these, then it opens in a new card for me, which can be saved. And it automatically puts it in the correct context here. Using the browser, you can also manage your categories. For example, this is automatically stored in history, as you saw, right? Let's say we want to add it to the events. Then I can just type events. I can also put it in sub tags using / events / battles. And then if I go back to my recall again, I should be able to see this subcategory down here. One of the great features of Recall for visual people is the graph. Graph is much more helpful and much more useful than Obsidian. This is basically the Obsidian user's nightmare. But in Recall, look at it. If I click on any of these tiers, then automatically jumps into the specific card that is selected. Then it shows all the connections in my second brain. Now hovering on any of these will show me a summary and also the category. If I click on it, then it automatically opens it in a new card for me in a new tab. And if I click on any of these, then it will filter down based on that selection. Now let's go back to home, select a random card, and then try the graph from there. And then I see the graph is tailored based on that specific card that is selected. This is the best use of graph that I've seen in any note-taking application and AI tool so far. Installing the browser extension also enables a significant feature which is called Augmented Browsing. It should be enabled in the browser extension. So if you go to the browser extension settings, make sure the Augmented Browser is enabled. And then look at this. Let's say I have this card that is linked to the Wikipedia. And if I just browse a little bit, I should be able to see these random highlights. If I hover over them, you can see that it's connected to my saved cards. Now imagine you have a very large database in Recall. How useful it is when you go on the internet, you'll see things that are familiar and you stored before. By hovering and clicking on them, you should open the exact card that is stored in your data store. Recall is not a standalone application. On mobile, you can access Recall as well. And it's quite useful. Look at this. When you open Recall on mobile, you see an interface which is almost identical to the web application. Add contents is on top of here with all the supported contents, paste URL, Wikipedia, PDF, and even creating an empty note. Also, you have access to all the categorized data by clicking on these arrows. Chat features, review features are also available to you. Clicking on any stored card should open exactly in the same interface that you saw on the web application. You should be able to add different categories or modify pre-existing categories. Modify your notebook, chat with your content, quiz yourself again, generate AI questions, check your connections, and graph. Everything is fully functional and over 90% of the features are available on the mobile application. Now check this out. I have the ability to share directly to Recall. Let's say there's a Spotify podcast that I really like. And Recall. Once finished, I should be able to see all the extracted data on the reader with the exact timestamp of the podcast. Now that we reached the end of the video, I want to tell you my genuine and honest opinion about Recall. What I think of Recall is best of both worlds. What I mean by that? If you gather all the best features of NotebookLM, the AI features, the advanced knowledge gathering, information capture, and summaries using help of AI, and also the traditional note-taking tools like Notion and Obsidian, with this new update to Recall, it has it all in one package, plus a lot of additional features like graph, like connections, like quiz, things that boost your longevity of memorization, and also a database that's gonna last you for life. By the way, on their webpage, if you go to the bottom of the page, you should be able to access their Discord space. I strongly recommend you to join this space because it's quite active. They constantly take feedback and also wish list, which means that if you wish for something, if you want to give a feedback for any change, for any new feature, you can just post it there. They're quite active, they listen to you and they will produce it. I placed a link in the description with a discount code on it. I strongly recommend you to give it a try and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching and bye.